Hello and welcome to round 23 here in NPL Victoria, an empty Olympic Village on a glorious winter's afternoon as Heidelberg United take on Dandenong Thunder in a match that will have crucial implications for finals placing. I said round 23, but of course, both these sides have only played 17 games apiece. Heidelberg sit in 5th on 27 points. And Dandenong Thunder just 2 points behind them down in 8th. That shows you just how tight this finals race is. But Dandenong Thunder are the team in form. 3 wins from their last 5 before lockdown. Heidelberg with only 1 win in their last 5 games, coming against Green Gully, which seems a distant memory, that home game. But Dandenong Thunder without their star man. The joint third top scorer in the league, Noel Bernarda, is nowhere to be seen on the team sheet. So we assume that absence is due to injury. Go through the starting lineups for you for both sides. The home side starts with Chris Theodorides in goal. Defence made up of Josh Wilkins, Ruben Way, Aidan Fetahajic and Jackson Lino. Midfield of Dom Fowler, Adrian Zara and Sean Ellis. The front line is Tom Strickland, Luka Ninkovic and John Roberts. We get ready to kick off here. The lineup for the Thunder. Francis Sawali starts between the sticks. Defence of Jamal Ali, Thomas Marichich, Keegan Sheridan and Mercer Mehmeti. The midfield made up of Harry Ascroft, Harley Orr and Josh Meeker. And the front line, Giuseppe Marafiotti, Hamish Watson and Ali Suleimani. Thunder in their black away strip with the red accents, of course. In fact, it's their home strip, I should say. Kicking from right to left, Heidelberg in their familiar yellow and black. Here's Zara for Heidelberg in the midfield. Always a feisty competitor. Plays it out to Ruben Way. Quite under a bit of pressure there from Marafiotti, but he finds Zara again. Does well, the Heidelberg captain. Mehmeti pumps along diagonal, which finds its way to Jackson Lino of Heidelberg. Theodorides with the clearance. Ali heads back to Marichich, one of the mid-season arrivals. Tom Marichich, who's made a big impression. 2 goals already from centre half and some fabulous performances at the back as well. Really sturdied a rather porous Dandenong Thunder defence. So Josh Wilkins playing at centre half today. I was trying to puzzle out the team sheets before kick-off. See who was filling the other centre-back role, because there's no Milan Roberts on the team sheet today for Heidelberg. So Wilkins playing out of position as the right-sided centre-half alongside a more natural Aidan Fetahajic, and Ruben Way, a left footer, out to right back. Often see the reverse, but he's going to have to recalibrate his angles. Looks as if Strickland is playing as part of the midfield, the number 11. Hailing from Queensland. Fowler and Zara round out the 3. Ninkovic, the number 20, starting up top for the home side. Could be a long throw here for Jamal Ali. Headed away by Fetahajic. Pumped clear by Zara, but Dandenong Thunder is still on here. It's Suleimani. Couldn't get there ahead of Jackson Lino. Ali with the long throw again, looking for Mika, but again it falls short to Lino. Roberts, his clearance went in the wrong direction, but Lino cleaned it up for him. Zara with the tackle on Ashcroft. And he wins the foul as well, Adrian Zara. He started brightly, the box-to-box midfield player, and already getting into it with Hamish Watson. Here's Mika. Fetahadzic runs it out of play. Standalone game here on a Sunday in NPL Victoria. So these two sides know the state of play. They know where they will finish if they can pick up 3 points. Where they will finish the round, rather. Heidelberg will consolidate their position in 5th and close the gap to Hume City to 1 point. Thunder could jump Heidelberg, starting the day in 8th and finishing in 5th. So a big incentive for the away side to get the job done here without, of course, their top scorer. 12 goals this season for Bernarda. The Argentinian will no doubt be very difficult to replace. It's down to Watson, to Marafiotti, to Ali Suleimani to make up that shortfall. Suleimani has 5 goals to his name this season, Watson 4. Marafiotti, I believe, is yet to score. A good time to break his duck for 2021. Ashcroft with the juggle. Zara sends it the other way, but only as far as the midfield enforcer, Harley Orr. Suleimani. Can't get the better of Lino. Zara helping it on to Roberts, who gets Ninkovic involved. Slick stuff here from Heidelberg as they play through the Dandenong Thunder press and get it out to Josh Wilkins, venturing forward from centre back. Inside to Way, who had to slide rather aggressively trying to get anywhere near that pass. And Wilkins is pulled up for a foul on Mika. Taken quickly by Orr, but that will end up in the grateful arms of Chris Theodorides. A goalkeeper who's been known to take the occasional penalty. Not in shootouts, but in open play. Seems to have been replaced by Adrian Zara as the regular taker from 12 yards in the last couple of seasons. Lino with the throw. Finds Dominic Falla. Threaded through by Strickland. In low by Roberts. On his weaker left foot, and he couldn't beat the first man. Starting with the inside-out wingers today, Heidelberg. The left foot of Ellis on the right. The right foot of Roberts on the left. Here he is, John Roberts, out-muscled on that occasion by Jamal Ali. Back in by Falla. Ashcroft's interception, and now it's with Mika. Dug out by Suleimani, but Watson couldn't make up the ground. Wilkins. Looks for Zara with a rather risky pass, and it's picked off. Ashcroft galloping away. Needs to get rid of this ball, and just got caught in two minds there. Harry Ashcroft, and now Heidelberg can break. Ellis decides to slow it down ever so slightly. Ruben Way driving forward, now Ninkovic. Strickland. Falafazara still alive for Way. Threads it out wide for Roberts. Tries to beat Suleimani off the dribble, but Jamal Ali was covering for his winger. Ninkovic with the header down. Roberts. Looking for Strickland. Finds its way through to Zara, who's offside. But it will be a Heidelberg free kick, it looks like here. Foul before the offside occurred, so Heidelberg will have the free kick. Referee trying to play advantage, bringing it back when none accrued. Sean Ellis would be favourite to strike it from here, but the angle perhaps favours the right footer. Fetahajic lining up as well. It is Ellis, and it's just over the crossbar. Sawali tips it over. Just grazed the top of his fingertips there, but Sean Ellis is a master of the dead ball. Let's see if he can bring this dead ball alive. Ellis with the corner. Sawali comes out to punch. Ends up with Josh Meeker. Marafiotti and Watson forward, but will be smothered and out for a throw. Hurled long again. Fetahajic taking responsibility for that ball in the air. Maricic. Hooked forwards by Ascroft. Now Mehmeti with the clearance, which Jackson Leno will chase down. Ninkovic winning that one, but the Thunder win it back. Maricic. First touch from Suleimani, but he elected not to bring the ball to ground. Perhaps to the annoyance of his coach. It's a slightly risky back pass, but we'll make it to Theodorides. Watson was lurking for any scraps. Ellis helps it on through. Roberts can't get there. Sawali quickly off his line. Jamal Ali bringing out the step-overs now. But Adrian Zara won't be beaten. A bit of pinball in midfield at the moment, but Sean Ellis will take charge. Just sticks to his foot in those situations. Manages to make his way through the tightest of gaps where other players would lose the ball. Heidelberg applying lots of pressure as soon as they lose it. Dandenong Thunder rarely have time to breathe in possession. Here's Wilkins. Diagonal in the direction of Ninkovic, but instead it's Maricic leaping over Ellis. Mehmeti hurls it forward. Marafiotti nicking it off Wilkins' toe, I should say. But Watson was just not alive to his teammates' intentions there. Caught on his heels. Promising moment for the Thunder amounts to nothing. If Mika had his head up, he could well have found Ali Suleimani on the far side, but he was intent on playing the simple return ball. Still, opportunity for Dandenong to lock this ball into a high opposition area. Mehmeti's header. Fowler wins the one-on-one duel. Or keeps it in bounds. Wilkins. It's a real duel between him and Jamal Ali so far. It's tough to say who's come out on top. Thunderball. Keep your comments coming through. Tim asking where Bernardo is. Well, that's a question I'd like to know the answer to as well. He has, according to the online stat keeping, 4 yellow cards, so it shouldn't be a suspension. He needs 1 more for that, unless there's been a bookkeeping error on the website. So I believe it is probably injury related. Try and get some intel for you at half time. Strickland back with Wilkins. Ellis around the corner. Ruben Way cutting inside. Here's Ruben Way, and that is way over the bar, over the fence even, from Heidelberg's captain. But he does have attacking intent. No matter where he's placed on the field, he's played almost every position except goalkeeper under George Katsakis. I'm hearing from the comment section that Bernardo's got trials for a professional club, so good luck to him. Certainly deserves it after his performances this season. He's been a shining light in the NPL. Bernardo was, I understand, offered to the Central Coast Mariners before he signed with Dandy Thunder. Was unable to obtain an A-League deal last season and ended up playing in the Victorian NPL as a result. There's a reticence of A-League teams to use visa spots on NPL players, so the odds are always stacked against you, but Bernardo has real quality. So I'm sure everyone at Thunder, while they'd love to have him in the lineup today, wishes him well. Ascroft forward. Strickland. Launched forward by Theodorides. Fowler. Ninkovic. Roberts on the charge here, and he's beaten Maricic. Ball into the box. Hoofed away by Keegan Sheridan. It's the most exciting moment that John Roberts has produced so far this afternoon. Highly rated youth prospect at the Western Sydney Wanderers. I'm sure still harbours professional ambitions. Corner for Heidelberg. Maricic heads away. Long ball from Theodorides. Ali will be put under the pump, but he sees it out for a Thunder throw. Strickland intercepting. And now Fowler for Ellis. Ninkovic helps it on. It's John Roberts, and he's offside. It wouldn't have counted. There's a flag up here on the near touchline. But another good move. As soon as they win the ball back, Heidelberg, they look to go forwards quickly. John Roberts just caught on the wrong side of the last defender, so the miss turns out to be irrelevant. I believe the referee just waved that offside away because Had no material impact on the game, but would have been called if the ball had ended up in the net. Marafiotti, Watson. Suleimani's first touch went astray. Ellis. It's a lovely new pitch here at Olympic Village. Freshly laid this season after a big redevelopment. It seems to have held up to the winter reasonably well. Of course, there's been a lot of downtime between games this season, which wouldn't usually be the case. Roberts. Heidelberg ball. It's been a tense contest so far. Heidelberg having more of the attacking play, and it continues here with Ellis. He's got through. It's behind. Corner given. Deflection off a Thunder player. Just wondered as the side netting rippled whether Sean Ellis had managed to finish that from an incredibly narrow angle, but not so. Excellent work by Ellis. Flick it around Sheridan. But I believe Keegan Sheridan just recovered in time to get a foot on that. And it is Sheridan who heads that corner away. Roberts chips it to the back stick, just a little over hit for Aiden Fetahadzic. Marafiotti trying to find Orr. They've been hemmed in the last few minutes, Dandy Thunder. Zara. That one's just a little too close to the goalkeeper to be of any real threat, but again, they're getting the ball in good areas, Heidelberg. It's been a positive spell. Can they capitalise? Really set up a blockade in the centre of the park that the Thunder can't seem to penetrate. Here's Sheridan trying to change that. Good ball for Mehmeti. Again, Ruben Way winning a one-on-one duel. He's been very combative and very positive from his right-back role so far. Used to seeing the charging forward runs of Josh Wilkins down that flank. Scored a couple of goals even in recent weeks. Ninkovic going down rather easily. Mika for Thunder. He's Maricic. Harley Orr directing traffic. Maricic with the long bomb forward, but that's easy pickings for Theodorides, and that's exactly what Heidelberg will want. We put the pressure on, you give it straight back. See how much Heidelberg are willing to risk playing out from the back here. Do they go direct? It's played short for Ninkovic, who's dropping deep off the front line to try and provide an option. Maricic heading out for a throw-in. Jackson Lino going long with the throw. Ninkovic making a nuisance of himself, if not winning that aerial duel, but Ali Suleimani thumps the ball against the shins of Jackson Lino, and that's behind for a goal kick. Unfortunate to miss the usual atmosphere that the Thunder away supporters usually provide. Really great fans who travel in their numbers. Heidelberg usually bring considerable home support as well, so fan presence at this game sorely missed in the current restrictions. Strickland. Zara for Dom Fowler. Always looking for that space between fullback and centre-back. Maricic perhaps not the quickest, so it's an area Heidelberg think John Roberts can exploit if they can time the run and pass. 25 minutes played, 0-0 here at Olympic Village, but Heidelberg very much on top. And Dandenong Thunder, due to, I'm told, trials for an A-League club, shorn of their best player. Zara. Ali with an excellent challenge. Mika showing a propensity to play it forward as quickly as possible. I'm not sure if that's a instruction from his coach or whether he doesn't want to get caught in possession by these Heidelberg midfielders who've shown ferocious intensity whenever they lose the ball to close the space and win it back as quickly as possible. It's really in that counter press where Heidelberg have generated most of their opportunities, not in their possession play. Bit of territory for Dandy Thunder. Ali looking for Josh Meeker. Nice little spin, but he was double-teamed by Lino. Fowler's clearance is headed down by Orr. Strickland sends it out for a throw. It's been a stop-start affair. Lots of no-nonsense clearances. Not too many free kicks. Of course, Sean Ellis has perhaps come closest to scoring from a free kick. Left-footed effort which zipped just over the crossbar with a helping hand from Franny Sawali. Goes down as one of Heidelberg's best moments in a game that they've certainly edged. Here's the Thunder, though, on the attack. Ascroft. Lovely feet from him. Finds Watson. Never any real purchase on that shot. It was an easy block from Feta Hadjic. Now Heidelberg trying to spring away. It's Zara for John Roberts. Taking on Jamal Ali. Can't get past the second challenge. He was already off balance, but that one won't have tickled for John Roberts. Ellis. Ninkovic. Spin didn't come off. And will Thunder play the ball out? In fact, the referee will stop play here. Always a slightly awkward moment when the home team has continued attacking. They've got a player down on the deck, and then you're expected to stop the game for them once the attack is over. No treatment required for John Roberts. Just a hefty collision. And we'll start with a drop ball. A few players taking the opportunity for a drink. Still quite chilly under the grandstand here, but out in the sun, it's got to be warming up. Especially when you've covered as many kilometres as these players have in this opening half hour. Ninkovic. Sheridan wins the header, and now Ascroft assesses his options. It's a speculative ball into the channel, and Theodorides taking no such chances. That one's on the roof of the grandstand and over the top. A few Heidelberg club officials breathing a sigh of relief they don't have to get the ladder out for that one, but Mermetti. Wilkins covering for Ruben Way there. As the ball is cleared into Marafiotti. Former South Melbourne and Oakley player. Ellis. Watson laying it off. Ali Orr's pass doesn't reach Marafiotti, and he puts his head in his hands for a moment. Realises what a good opportunity that was for the Thunder to break. Ruben Way has run out of room there. Fala. Good win by him off Mika. Ninkovic. Nicely done past Sheridan, but Maricic in the way of the cross. Of course, Ninkovic being the centre forward, there wasn't really an obvious target in the box. Marafiotti now for Dandenong Thunder. Gets the better of Wilkins. Oh, and Alex Suleimani was waiting. Just didn't judge the flight of the ball there. Maybe the cross was slightly behind him, but he was all alone. And that could easily have been 1-0 against the run of play. Gee, I don't think Suleimani was quite anticipating that the defender in front of him was going to miss the ball. What a chance for Dandenong. Sorts of opportunities have been rather thin on the ground for the visitors so far today. Ali. Maricic can't keep his clearance in play. Bit of rust to shake off for both sides. Couple of weeks off. Would only have had one, maybe two training sessions to get the blood flowing again and get back into high intensity activity. Players do their best to stay fit during lockdown, of course, but there's only so much you can do when you're cooped up. Strickland. Marafiotti's clearance. Wilkins covering at centre half. Marafiotti threading that through to Mika, but the through ball for Watson is off the mark. I have to say, Dandenong haven't made as much use of Watson's ability in the air and his capacity to hold up the ball as I might have imagined. Been given a lot of speculative balls down the channels to run onto, which really isn't his game. Perhaps they're used to playing with Watson's sidekick up front, who is more accustomed to running onto through balls and drifting into wide areas. Good ball for Ruben Way here. That was a good chance. Really good strike from Adrian Zara it was. Ruben Way with the ball forward, I should say. And that is only just wide. Ellis, in fact, who clipped it into his path. My mistake. Adrian Zara, he was off balance, he was stretching. It was a great effort under the circumstances, and it bobbles just wide of Francis Sawali's near post. Here's Maricic for Thunder, streaming out with the ball. He'll continue as part of the attack. Watson, out to Marafiotti. Marafiotti's ball to the back stick is off the mark, but Watson applauds the intention. Messi. Mika can't keep a hold of it. Been a thankless task, often outnumbered in that area of the pitch for Josh Mika. Zara. Falla. Last touch off Keegan Sheridan there, surely. Referee's assistant was, I think, too close to the action to really work out what had happened. Gets a little helping hand from the central official. Way with the long throw. So often the case, Maricic heads away. Good ball to Roberts. He leapt, hung in the air. A great effort from John Roberts, but he just couldn't keep the header down. Set piece coming off like a charm. The second attempt. John Roberts escaped his man marker. Could easily have given Heidelberg the lead. Wilkins coming in with a raised arm on Josh Meeker. He's in some pain, holding the back of his head. Opportunity for Dandy Thunder to send some bodies forward on this free kick. Maricic wins the first header. Now it's back with Sheridan. Lofted forwards, but Aidan Fetahajic with a thumping header away. Marafiotti. Watson chose not to get involved at the risk of an offside. And Lino making the block tackle. Ali with the long throw. Wilkins gets there first to the second ball. Here he is, Jamal Ali. Seen him captain a side in the African Nations Cup, which is a fantastic tournament that happens each January. A two-time winner, Jamal Ali, with Eritrea. Ninkovic. He's caught by Maricic, and a few objections from the Thunder players, but Heidelberg will have a free kick. Zara sends some teammates forward, but plays it short to Jackson Lino. Good cross. Sheridan heads as far as Strickland. Lofted in towards Roberts, but I think he's penalised for handball there. Just went off a tad off balance in his duel with Maricic. Strickland penalised for the trip. He was going for the ball, no doubt about that, but Mika, for the second time this afternoon, he's on the receiving end of some heavy contact. No bookings so far, and the referee sees no reason to change that with Tom Strickland. And the debate rages as to which Thunder player will have the opportunity to take this free kick. Something out of shooting range. Be a very ambitious attempt anyway. quite central, but there's an opportunity to loft this one to the back post or try something more inventive. Marafiotti goes for the cross. Ascroft. That wasn't far away, you know. Harry Ascroft connected sweetly. That one dipped just over the crossbar. Theodoredes never visibly troubled, but it was a thumping effort from all of 30 metres. Swiley taking his time, I think, given the circumstances and the big name they've got missing. Thunder would be relatively happy with a draw at half-time. Zara looking for Ninkovic, but Keegan Sheridan does well, anticipates. Now here's Mika, who's nicked it off Strickland's toe. Out to Ali Suleimani. Crosses early and ends up with Marafiotti. Really wanted to craft out space for a shot. Settles for a pass to Watson. Wilkins clears on the edge of the 6-yard box. Ali goes down looking for a free kick, which doesn't eventuate. Marafiotti. Suleimani. Awkward bounce. But he reels it in. It's Hamish Watson. And it's a good block from Lino. Just took an extra moment to steady himself, Watson, and perhaps cost himself the better angle. It's just that extra touch that perhaps Hamish Watson didn't really need. And Lino, who has bags of pace, was on him in a flash. Into the near post. Might fall for Harley Orr, not quite. Now Strickland. Roberts. No question of offside. He was in his own half. Jamal Ali just trying to hold him up. Roberts forced to go back to Tom Strickland now. Looks for Ellis at the far post, but the ball spent too long in the air and Francis Sawali gobbled it up. Here's Harley Orr. Game really opening up now on the stroke of half-time. Bit of end-to-end action. Really dwelt on it, Harley Orr, but he's found some space down the line. Feta Hadzic couldn't quite clear, but Lino does so, and that'll be the last action of the first half. Between two sides still shaking off the rust from a couple of weeks off in lockdown. Thunder will perhaps be the happier of the two teams with the scoreline. They really came back into it in that last 10 minutes or so. But Heidelberg, for the majority of the first 45, have bossed things without creating too many clear-cut opportunities. The closest we've come to a goal, Sean Ellis with a free kick that was just a whisker away. And Francis Sawali perhaps got fingertips to it to help it over the crossbar. Hamish Watson had a great chance to shoot just a couple of minutes before the break. His effort was charged down by Jackson Lino. Perhaps the biggest nearly moment for the Thunder was a cross from the left-hand side that Ali Suleimani didn't quite anticipate. He was free, had the opportunity to head at goalwards, just didn't quite have his body shape right. Came in at a rate of knots, in fairness. But that'll do it for the first half here at Olympic Village. Between two sides vying for a spot in the playoff positions. At the break, it is Heidelberg United 1. Oh, sorry, Heidelberg United 0. Dandenong Thunder 0. Welcome back to Olympic Village here in round 23 of NPL Victoria. Heidelberg United 0, Dandenong Thunder 0 at half-time, and you can see from the stats there. Heidelberg have been on top without completely dominating this fixture. A couple of decent chances, most notable of which both falling to Sean Ellis. A free kick just over the crossbar. Went down as a save. Referee adjudged a corner afterwards, so have to think Francis Sawali just got a fingertip to it. Now another chance at the near post. A heroic block from Keegan Sheridan, just diverting it wide. But Heidelberg have put plenty of pressure on as soon as they lose the ball. They've been combative without being particularly incisive today. They've certainly edged things. Dandy Thunder with a late rally in the first half, last 5 or 10 minutes, including first half stoppage time. A really good period for them. Hamish Watson had a great chance to strike on goal. Just took an extra touch, hesitated, and Jackson Leno came out of nowhere on his blind side to block the goal-bound effort. Ali Suleimani as well had a great opportunity, a header from point-blank range that he failed to connect with. But Thunder will kick off. See how this second half unfolds. Certainly a high-stakes game when you look at the table. Good cross and a great header from Watson. Well, 2 passes. They almost opened the scoring. Dandenong Thunder. A terrific delivery from Jamal Ali. And Hamish Watson steaming in at the far post. Got great contact on that header, but couldn't get it on target. He was completely unmarked. Josh Wilkins, don't think had any idea he was there. Oh, a red-hot start from Dandy Thunder. Looking to flip the script here in the second. Roberts hoofs it long. Ruben Way stepping infield. Playing right back today, the ever-dependable Heidelberg captain who fills in pretty much any position you need him to. Strickland. Way. As Roberts out wide. Ninkovic and Zara in the area. Inside for Sean Ellis instead. And the return ball just evades John Roberts. Fala. Fetahadzic. Taking his time over this one. Ninkovic has Jamal Ali for company, and Josh Meeker on the double team sends that out for a throw. What a kickoff routine from Dandy Thunder. They sent Jamal Ali high up the right-hand side. Switched it out to him immediately from the kickoff. Early ball in, and Hamish Watson really should have hit the target. It should be 1-0 Dandy Thunder. Nice back heel from Ellis. Ninkovic playing in Jackson Leno. That will be a throw. Just going the wrong side of the flag as far as Heidelberg's concerned, but it's flicked on by a Dandenong Thunder player. Straight back to the goalkeeper as Adrian Zara was lurking. It's 4-2-3-1 today for Heidelberg. A lot of movement amongst that front three of attacking midfield players. Ellis started the game on the right flank and Roberts on the left. Zara playing in a slightly more advanced role than we're accustomed to seeing him of late. Of course, was very much an attacking player back in his A-League days, and has certainly played as a number 10 over the course of his long stint in yellow and black. Ninkovic. Nice back heel for Roberts, who skips past his challenge. Still alive here for Strickland, but Sawali claims as it came off Strickland's boot, slightly askew. Keep your comments coming through on the Facebook live stream about what you think of the game so far, who you're barracking for and where you're watching from. Dandenong Thunder certainly underdogs today. Not on form, but on the fact that Noel Bernardo is not available for selection. Word from the comment section is he's trialling at A-League level, so fantastic achievement for him after an outstanding season to date. He's Zara for Heidelberg. Fowler tries to find Ellis in a crowded area, but it comes to nothing. Early ball from Suleimani. Brought down by Feta Hadjic. Lino trying to keep it in. He'll settle for a throw. It's around about now that we start thinking about the bench options available to both coaches. Substitutions might come earlier than usual given the lack of match practice and training sessions these players have had to prepare for this fixture in the last couple of weeks. Outfield options for Heidelberg off the bench. Stay with players. Zara spins away, advantage paid. Sean Ellis, what can he muster off that left boot? Not his finest delivery, but it does end up with John Roberts. Strickland, nice touch, and Keegan Sheridan blocks the ball behind for a Heidelberg corner, which Sean Ellis, of course, will take. In terms of attacking options, Takeru Okada, Dusan Bosniak and Owen Ashton are the obvious choices. Luke Burgess and Lewis Hall more defensive-minded players. Nick Errors is the backup goalkeeper. Good ball into the near post. No one on the end of it. Ruben Way elects to keep it in. Roberts. Ellis, great ball for Zara. Can he find a teammate? Strickland forced to backtrack and the move slows down. Fowler will try the long switch again. Ruben Way twisting this way and that, trying to evade Mercer Mehmeti. He's still going Ruben Way. It's Strickland, and he lost his footing at the crucial moment. Thunder coming the other way. It's 3-on-3 here. Watson lost his footing. Falls to Marafiotti, whose dribble doesn't come off. Josh Wilkins with a crucial win. We'll get some end-to-end action as Ninkovic runs onto the pass from John Roberts. Here's Ruben Way, and it's a good save from Franny Sawali. Rather tame shot in the end. On his favoured left boot, you'd fancy Ruben Way to score from there. He had plenty of space on the edge of the box. Just didn't get a hold of it like he was hoping. He's Got a great goal-scoring record for a defender, Ruben Way. He's been known to have a strike from distance or take a free kick. Of course, can also play as a midfielder or a winger. Subs available for Dandenong Thunder include Brandon Yanch, Liran Azizi, Mohamed Selimovsky, and Mohamed Husainovsky. Kane Runji is the backup goalkeeper for Thunder today. Suleimani had his heels clipped, and that will be a Thunder free kick, no corner. Certainly, at least based on reputation, name recognition, the Heidelberg bench seems quite a lot deeper than the Thunder bench. Not to mention there's one extra player named on that Heidelberg bench. Oh. Very much the enforcer at the base of midfield, Harley Orr. Give you some idea of the role he plays, the number 8. Who hails from Perth. He has 8 yellow cards already this season. That's the highest of any player in the league. He's always happy to take one for the team. He's part of a very good Perth Soccer Club side that actually beat Heidelberg in the NPL National Finals. Came to Victoria looking initially to play for the Oakley Cannons, but that move didn't work out and Dandenong Thunder pounced. Can they capitalise here, the visitors? Suleimani. Meeker's cross. It's a great delivery. Ruben Way heading away. That's great work from Tom Strickland. Ellis just strayed the wrong side of the last defender. It was excellent work from Tom Strickland up until that point. The way he evaded the challenge and ate up the ground in front of him, but perhaps the pass just slightly too late. Roberts. Ascroft. The Thunder coach cutting a furious figure on the bench after that giveaway. He's a big character, Samuel Marzi. Very vocal on the sidelines at the best of times, but he is absolutely incredulous after that giveaway. Ranting and raving and thrashing his arms about, trolling the touchline up and down. There's an offside flag here. I believe it was against Watson. And Heidelberg will be the first side to go to their bench. Coming off number 14, John Roberts, and coming on number 10, Takeru Okada. Japanese creative midfielder, signed from Wollongong Wolves in the off-season. Hasn't always been first choice for Heidelberg. He's had to fight for his opportunities in the first team. Here's a chance for Zara. And it's just wide. I just fell to Zara in the chaos after the free kick was taken. It's played forward very quickly. Great 1-2. Thunder should have dealt with it. They had the ball. Harley Orr couldn't get rid of it. It just fell into Zara's path. What a chance for Heidelberg to take the lead. Thunder escape. Two really good chances in this second half already. Hamish Watson virtually off the kickoff. And now Adrian Zara for the home side. Who can capitalise first? It's a delicately poised affair. I feel as if this game just needs the opening goal to really explode. It's simmered so far, but hasn't reached that rolling boil that we so often associate with NPL Victoria matches and Dandenong Thunder games in particular. Really entertaining side to watch, often involved in very high scoring affairs. Been a little bit more pragmatic today. Mika. Suleimani. Cross can't beat the first man. It's a corner kick. Mercer Mehmeti will make the long trip over to take the corner on the right-hand side, instructing Suleimani to cover for him. Numbers forward here for Thunder. Watson on an obvious target. Maricic, of course. Into the near post, and it's straight to Theodorides. Okada. Can't evade the attentions of Jamal Ali. That's a poor pass from Jackson Leno. Watson on the turn, and that's high and wide. Great effort from Hamish Watson. At least the first touch. The second, a rather wild attempt, but his intentions were clear. We know Hamish Watson has that sort of thing in his locker. Plenty of appearances and goals at A-League level. Proven scorer both back home in New Zealand and in the NPL in Australia. Long throw from Ruben Way. Helped on by Ninkovic. Ascroft with the clearing header for Thunder. And up again. Bit of head tennis as Ali and Mika get involved, but Fowler finally brings it down. Now it's Ninkovic for Way. Trying to get on his favoured left boot. Threads it out to Adrian Zara. Ellis with the header, it's Ninkovic! He just couldn't get it on target. Great effort from Sean Ellis to help that one onto the back post. It was hung up beautifully by Adrian Zara. Ninkovic might actually have been offside there. Unclear as to what the assistant actually flagged. But he was certainly very close to the shoulder of the last defender, and Ninkovic seemed to be complaining, so I'm not sure that one would have counted if Ninkovic had hit the back of the net. Play down for Dandenong Thunder. Rather painful one at the base of the spine. Josh Meeker has absolutely been in the wars today. Got one to the back of the head. He's been taken out by a late slide tackle to his ankles, and now he's copped a knee, I think, in the lower back. It's hurting all over. Certainly put his body on the line for his team. Zara's chest. Referee played advantage from the first tackle, but will certainly pull up the second. And will Harley Orr get his 9th yellow card of the season? Not just yet. But he, as we've covered earlier, is the league leader in that department, so wouldn't surprise me if the Western Australian sees the inside of the referee's notepad before this 90 minutes is out. Ali. Ran into a cul-de-sac and Aiden Fetahajic comes away with possession. Fala. Good spin. Here's Takeru Okada, who just showed too much of the ball to Jamal Ali there. Tried to stand him up, but a basic error, really. Take on that stance when you're that close to your opponent. Ali said, "Thank you very much. I'll nip in and take that." All 3 subs still available to Sam Elmazi and his coaching staff. Certainly got plenty to say on the sideline. I'm not sure what or to whom. He's been pacing up and down all half. Zara. Ashcroft with an uncompromising tackle on Ninkovic. He's ready to give it straight back. He'll push on Orr after he disposed of possession. Strickland. Intercepted by Ali. Okada winning it back immediately. Ashcroft in the way. Strickland with a good interception, and now Ninkovic. Excellent first touch. Plays in Zara. Ball was intended for Okada, but he'll be ruled offside even though he didn't touch the ball. It had to be Okada there. Flag certainly wasn't against Adrian Zara, so... area where the free kick is being taken seems to suggest it was the Japanese who strayed too far. Ellis with a free header, not the best free kick from Sawali. Mametti can't keep it from Sean Ellis. He had options left and right, but he couldn't find any of them uncharacteristic from the Scotsman. Meeker with a bit of space. He'll find a teammate. It's Marafiotti. Suleimani with the goal at his mercy. And it won't go in. Ali Suleimani, it looked easier to score than miss. There were appeals for handball. The referee will get some advice from his assistant, but I don't believe Thunder are getting a spot kick here. What a chance from Ali Suleimani. He had so much of the goal to aim at. That is a horror miss. One for the blooper reel from Ali Suleimani. He was on his weaker foot, of course, but you have to be turning that home. So the appeal is against Lino. He might catch his arm, but it's right by his side, so a bit harsh if they penalise the left back. Thunder with a great chance again. Maricic forcing a great save out of Theodorides. Here's Mehmeti. Still alive here, the attack. And it's headed wide by Watson. Goodness me, what did Dandenong Thunder need to do to score a goal here? 3 terrific opportunities, 1 missed, 1 saved, and 1 blocked. Fantastic save from Theodorides off that initial header from Thomas Maricic. Got down really quickly and low to his right. Terrific stop. And then off Mehmeti's driven delivery, Watson had to adjust himself. Couldn't quite crane his neck and get the angle that he needed to turn it home. Thunder in a bit of strife here. Okada pressing Ali. Successfully too. Ball in from Okada. Here's Zara. Bit of a painful one for Adrian Zara, or so he's indicating. Perhaps just grazed against the studs of Tom Maricic as the big centre half cleared the ball behind for a corner. Well, how we're still at 0-0, I have no idea. Okada's ball back stick. Ninkovic fetching. Weighs delivery. It's Ellis. Couldn't make contact. He's involved in a bit of a wrestling match there and perhaps couldn't escape the attentions of his marker to generate the diving header that required. We'll have a substitution here. A second change for Heidelberg. Coming on, number 21, Owen Ashton. And that will be Sean Ellis's last involvement in the contest. He cuts a disappointed figure as he's replaced. Okada goes over to the right-hand side and Owen Ashton will take his place on the left. Joint top goal scorer for Heidelberg this season, Owen Ashton. Four goals for him and 4 for Ninkovic as well. And relatively spread around. Ruben Way will feel a little hard done by there as the whistle goes against him. Certainly both players involved in a wrestling match. Can't give you any insight off the replay because the supporting stanchion of the grandstand was directly in the way. Mehmeti chips it in early. Way's header. Watson on the volley, and that's in the car park. Chances mounting up for both sides, particularly the Thunder, who've improved greatly in this second 45. Watson went for power on his left peg and just got underneath it, sent it rocketing over the fence and endangering a few windscreens. Certainly the set piece opportunities seem to suit Dandy Thunder. They've got tall timber in the box. Mehmeti's deliveries have been true. They can get it forward, win a couple of corners, a couple of free kicks. Maybe they can muster something from open play here. Suleimani. Just over the crossbar. Wasn't a bad effort, but Theodorides surely had it covered all the way. Harley-Orr's interception. Ascroft's ball is overhit. Theodorides rolling it out to Wilkins, and Heidelberg start again. It's lofted long in the direction of Ninkovic. Tough task for him today. Up against two strapping centre-backs. The well-built Keegan Sheridan and the towering Tom Maricic. Suleimani. Keep your comments coming through on the live stream. Ahmed asking if this is NPL1. Well, it is indeed the top flight of Victorian football. It is 5th versus 8th today. See how the standings look at full time. But Dandenong Thunder are making a change. Coming off number 14, Giuseppe Marafiotti. And coming on is a player whose number is not on my team sheet, so apologies for that. I think it might be Brandon Yanch, though. Wearing a different shirt number to how he's listed, but Brandon Yanch, I believe, is the man introduced. Here he is, the substitute. Lino. Ashton. He's been energetic since he's come on, Owen Ashton. Ascroft wrestling Ninkovic to the ground, and Heidelberg have a free kick in a promising area. Owen Ashton stands over it. Floating delivery to the far post. Mehmeti heads away. The flag is up here against Adrian Zara, and this attack won't continue. Still 12 minutes to go plus stoppage time for one of these two sides to find a breakthrough. Both made attacking changes in the search for that decisive goal. Dandenong Thunder will be scratching their heads and wondering how they let so many scoring chances slip past them. Strickland. Late challenge and advantage paid by the match official. Okada gets a lucky rebound and keeps going. It's Ninkovic. It's a great stop by Sawali. And it's kicked off here. Late challenge on Ashcroft. Referee trying to calm things down. I believe it was Strickland, the offending player. He had a late tackle in the first half as well, so surely he'll go into the book. And just clearing the ball, Harry Ashcroft. Strickland was showing his studs and Ashcroft kicked into him. So that'll be a yellow card for Thomas Strickland. I believe that's the first yellow card of the afternoon. Good to see Ashcroft back up on his feet. Slight limp, but willing to continue. Mametti, speculative ball. Theodorides has coughed it up, but gathers at the second attempt. Big whack as Theodorides, Lino and Suleimani all collided. Okada. Falla. Former St Albans player, Dom Falla. Real hard worker at the base of midfield. Ashton. Strickland. Zara, first time for Ninkovic. Now Lino. A good move for Heidelberg here. The back heel from Strickland, perhaps too elaborate. Still it continues through the captain, Ruben Way, leaving his marker on the deck. It's Ninkovic. No one arriving at the far post to connect with that cross. They're starting to put some combinations together. And they get those fast 1-2s and quick one-touch passes going on the edge of the area. They've been able to craft out space. Ninkovic expected a teammate to be charging in for the tap-in, but no one could get there. Watson has Yanch in support. Hamish Watson throwing his weight around, but nothing comes of it. Clearance skywards from Sheridan. Appeals for handball against Ninkovic. Play goes on. Mametti trying to escape Okada, but he runs out of room. That'll be a Heidelberg throw. Heidelberg shorn of those overlapping attacking runs from right back. Josh Wilkins playing centre half today. Mika. One back by Ashton and now Strickland. Wrong foot Zara, but might keep going here, Tom Strickland. No foul. Ali nipped in front of Ashton, who felt he was clipped, but referee not interested. Here's Mika for Jamal Ali. Jackson Lino across very quickly to block and send it behind for a corner, but we know how dangerous the Thunder are off corners. So If they can get the delivery right again, could certainly be in for some goalmouth action. Substitution for the Thunder. Liron Azizi coming on. Harley Orr sacrificed, so an attack-minded change in midfield. Sam Elmazi not content with a draw here. Mehmeti. Great ball in, and Theodoridis with a clean pair of hands in a crowded 6-yard box. Zara lifts it over his marker, but Brandon Yanch made up the ground rather quickly. Lino. Falla for Wilkins. Has a bit of space ahead of him. Still going, Josh Wilkins. Strickland was the intended target, but Wilkins still going here. Ninkovic was just too far in front of the near post to have any realistic chance of directing that goalwards, but can't accuse him of lacking commitment. Double change for Heidelberg. Off comes Jackson Lino and Luka Ninkovic. That will be his last chance to influence proceedings. Luke Burgess comes on. And so does Dusan Bosniak. So Heidelberg have emptied the bench here. Bosniak, a former FV gold medalist back in his Oakley Cannons days. Not in that same prime of his career now, but still a very handy attacking force. Burgess will go into the back line and push Wilkins further forward. Zara chested down. Bosniak. Here's a chance for Heidelberg. Sawali tips it away. Owen Ashton picked his spot. Just didn't quite have the power to beat Francis Sawali. Watson. Can't find Mika, and Burgess wins it back, the substitute. And Wilkins, frustrated by his defensive duties at centre-back, gets the chance to gallop forward in the last few minutes here. Josh Wilkins, that'll be a corner. Very positive contribution from him ever since he changed positions. So it's Lino off, way to left back, and Wilkins to right back. Burgess plays at centre half, and perhaps George Katsakis will be wondering if he made the right call, if maybe Burgess should have started at the back. As well as Wilkins has played in that role, he offers so much going forward. Okada's corner. Nearly dropped for Burgess, just too far. Evades everyone in the end, and Ascroft's clearance is a poor one. Strickland fouled by Suleimani, and another set-piece chance for Heidelberg. Delivery from corners and free kicks has been inconsistent today for the Burgers. Now would be a great time for Owen Ashton to find his radar. Lofted into the area. Mehmeti's header, and Mika trundles the ball into throw-in position, which might present some opportunity for Josh Wilkins to hurl it long. Does possess a long throw, the number 2. And indeed, it's right into the area. Feta Hadzic stayed forward. Couldn't help it goalwards, though. And Mika plays in Watson. Yanch has pace to burn, but Ruben Way positioned himself well, anticipated the situation. Here's Ashton. Takes on Jamal Ali. Zara picking up the ball on the left now. Stands up Maricic. Mehmeti with a diving header. He's hurt himself in the process, but Thunder will play on. Mika with the big switch to Watson. He's onside Hamish Watson. He's got Suleimani in the area. Yanch arriving too. Azizi now. Still going. Azizi, he goes down. No penalty. Big shout for Dandy Thunder. The substitute, Liran Azizi, thought he had a spot kick. Referee not interested. It was a great run from Azizi. Beat 2 players and certainly contact between him and Burgess. Perhaps the referee thought he was going nowhere. Or he initiated the contact, perhaps. Play goes on through Josh Mika. Azizi with the volley. Yanch falls to Ali. 3 minutes of stoppage time added here. Still scoreless somehow at Olympic Village. Will there be a twist in the tail? Mehmeti taking his time over the throw. And can't beat Okada. It's forward for Bosniak. Wins the free kick against Keegan Sheridan. Opportunity for Heidelberg to send the ball forwards. Played 1 minute of the 3 here, and it's a minimum of 3 minutes, of course. Burgess goes for the long diagonal, helped on by Zara. Ashton for Bosniak! And it's just into the breadbasket of the goalkeeper there. Great chance for Dusan Bosniak. Didn't quite connect. Watson has the beating of Strickland. Fires it across goal. Feta Hadzic making sure he wasn't handling that. Hands behind the back, always a divisive decision amongst coaches. But, Feta Hadzic positioned himself well and managed to block that one behind. Last chance saloon here for Dandenong Thunder. Mehmeti's ball in. Maricic arriving. It's Mika! In fact, it's Keegan Sheridan who's won it right at the death for Dandenong Thunder. They've threatened from set pieces all afternoon, and that one came off to perfection. A splendid ball into the danger zone from Mercer Mehmeti. And Keegan Sheridan is on the end of it. Headed down into the bottom corner. And at the last possible moment, Dandenong Thunder steal all 3 points. Late drama here at Olympic Village. This would be a huge win for Dandy Thunder. They just need to defend one last attack. Feta Hadjic forward, but he couldn't win the header against Maricic. Strickland keeping it in play. It's Mika, anywhere will do. Now we're at the discretion of the referee. We've played 3 minutes of added time and then some. Couple of stoppages within that extra time. Surely this is the last opportunity. Theodorides venturing over the halfway line. Opportunity to cross for the Heidelberg goalkeeper. It's a poor cross in the end. And that is full time. Dandy Thunder, without their best player, Noel Bernarda, have pulled off a major upset this afternoon. With virtually the last kick of the game, it was a superb header from Keegan Sheridan, the centre-back, that wins them all 3 points. They jump Heidelberg and move all the way up the table from 8th to 5th. What a result for the visitors. And Heidelberg will be left wondering what might have been after butchering a couple of opportunities of their own. Second best in the first half. Dandenong Thunder came out roaring in the second from the very get-go. Hamish Watson heading wide just seconds after the second half restart. They huffed and they puffed. One incident with 3 great chances in a row off crosses. Left coach Sam Elmazi scratching his head and wondering how on earth they hadn't scored. They left it late, as they so often do, the Dandenong Thunder. They've done it the hard way, but they've done it. A big 3 points. And they, after being many people's relegation favourites, are in that mix at the start of the season and will be looking higher up the table, pushing for finals football now. They're in the 6. They finish the weekend in 5th place, Dandy Thunder. Dramatic late winner from Keegan Sheridan. Final score here at Olympic Village is Heidelberg United 0, Dandenong Thunder 1. I've been Josh Parrish. It's been a delight to bring it to you this beautiful winter afternoon, and we hope you can be back in person at NPL grounds as soon as possible. But until then, all the games live streamed with thanks to our broadcast partners, Sportscast. Signing off today from Olympic Village as Dandenong Thunder celebrate. Final score, 1-0.